Whether you happen to be a college student aiming for higher studies or a parent with an ambitious child, we are sure the thought of procuring a loan to fund the education may have crossed your mind multiple times. While you may only be thinking along the lines of getting an education loan, the fact of the matter is that you can meet similar goals with a personal loan as well. In this video, we will discuss various nuances pertaining to these loans so that you can carefully analyze the benefits and limitations of each of them and make a final call based on the same. Hey guys, this is Simran from ClearTax, and before we begin the video, do not forget to press the bell icon and like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin.
The first one is credit score. When it comes to the credit rating, it is imperative for the borrower to enjoy a good score, preferably 750 or above, to get quick approval on the loan application for both personal loans as well as education loans. The second one is eligibility criteria. To get a personal loan, the borrower must be a salaried individual, a business owner, or a self-employed professional with a minimum experience of 2 years in work or business and a minimum annual income of Rs 3 lakhs. The borrower's age must ideally be between 21 and 65 years. The third one is end use. When a borrower procures an education loan, the disbursed amount can only be used to meet the expenses directly related to the course, such as tuition fee, laptop, and living expenses, amongst others. On the other hand, the amount disbursed for a personal loan can be conveniently used for fulfilling a wide range of financial obligations, right from sponsoring the child's education to home renovation, from medical expenses to important life events such as weddings. This can prove to be for the benefit of those borrowers who wish to meet multiple expenses of varied nature. The fourth one is interest rates. More often than not, education loans are available at interest rates ranging from 10.25% to 17.95%, while personal loans are usually offered at comparatively higher prices ranging from 10.99% to 22%. Hence, the overall cost of a student loan will be relatively less, making it a better choice for the borrowers who wish to take the credit strictly to fund education. The fifth one is loan dispersal. In case of a personal loan, the loan amount is disbursed to the borrower's account within a few days of the approval of the application. The process of disbursal is, however, different from education loan, wherein the loan amount is credited in the account of the educational institution. Once the amount is credited, the office uses the money to cover the outstanding tuition fee as well as other fees related to the course. The sixth one is both education loans as well as personal loans will need you to repay the loan amount in the form of equated monthly installments, also known as EMI. However, in case of educational investment, the repayment will usually begin with 6 to 12 months of the completion of the degree for the course for which the loan was procured. This period is known as the moratorium period. If borrowers wish, they can opt to pay the interest towards the loan during this period to enjoy a reduced financial obligation during the tenure of the loan. The last one is tax benefits. When students avail education loan, they stand a chance to enjoy tax benefits under Section 80E. These benefits are only applicable on the interest outgo of the credit and not on the principal. Unfortunately, borrowers who opt for personal loans are not entitled to any tax benefits.
We hope that you are now well aware of the similarities as well as the differences between personal loans as well as education loans in India. If you are looking for more flexibility with respect to the use of the loan amount and don't want to worry about the course being approved by UGC or AICTE, then you should opt for a personal loan. On the other hand, if you are someone who wants to enjoy a cheaper credit with additional tax benefits, you should stick to the conventional education loans. Regardless of the type of the loan that you choose, you must look out for at least a few offers from different banks and carefully analyze the terms of the loans offered by each bank. Needless to say, you must move forward with the lender that gives you the best deal. Well, this was it for today's video. Let us know what you think about the video and comment below if you have any doubts. We will try to reply to it as soon as we can. Stay tuned to our channel for more informative videos like these. Till then, goodbye and take care.